Good day, my crafty friends, and welcome to Miss T's Crafty Corner. Let's get started. Does anyone notice a change I made on today for the holidays? On a recent video, I shared with you that we will be making this beautiful paper purse. Isn't it just lovely? During a recent girls' trip, some friends of mine and I did some paper crafting, and I was amazed at the beautiful bags they all created. Also, I was excited that I got to spend some time with my sister, the Posh Paper Lady, and my other sisters. But on today, we're going to make this beautiful bag. This bag, when finished, measures 8 by 4. I indented the sides. Isn't this just cute? Look at this. I put something different on the back for those of you that may not have Velcro or the brags. These are flat pearls. This beautiful, I'm going to call it a purse, would be great for a hostess gift. It's great for holding scarves, perfumes, trinkets. It has a beautiful liner on the inside. I used the metallic decorative cardstock. We have a Velcro opening. I just love it. I also added this beautiful metallic red on the bottom. This really came together beautifully. So on today, I know we don't have a lot of time, but for those of you that are still wanting to make something oh so cute, let's get started. We will be using 2 pieces of decorative cardstock. The other side of this is a beautiful green, but because of the glare, I'm going to cut all the pieces that we need on this side. But for this project, we will need 2 pieces of decorative cardstock. We will start with the sheet that's going to be our bag. I'm going to score at 2. We're going to rotate to the opposite side and score at 2 again. If you have print, your print will go up and down. I'm going to rotate clockwise once. I'm going to score at 4. And I'm going to score at 8. Those are the score marks for our bag. For our handles and borders and liners, trim it to 11. Trim it to 10. We're going to trim 2 more pieces. Trim it to 9. So I'm getting 4 strips that are 1 inch each. 1 by 12. And then I'm going to trim it to 8. This way we're going to get use of all of our paper. So we have those 4 pieces. Now we're going to take this piece and just trim it to 7 7/8. This piece, our remaining piece, 7 7/8. I'm going to turn it on its side, and I'm going to get 2 pieces that are cut at 3 7/8. So there's one at 3 7/8. There's another at 3 7/8. So we've got those 2 pieces. We're going to take all 4 of these pieces and we're going to score them at 1/2 of an inch. We will be trimming some of these, but I want the score mark to go ahead and be on them. So we're going to score at 1/2 of an inch on all 4 Okay, we have all four of our 1 by 12 inch pieces scored at 1/2 of an inch. We're going to put our scoreboard away for now. I'm going to bring in my caddy, and I'm going to bring this piece back in. We will fold and burnish all of our score marks on this piece. You want to do a light burnish. This is beautiful paper. This is Anna Griffin paper. We're going to release some tabs. For those of you that may not be familiar with that, after you've made your score marks, now you want to release some tabs to begin to form your bag. So what we're going to do, I'll start here. I'm going to do a deep diagonal cut here and do the same thing here. Do a deep diagonal cut. Going to do that on both sides. We're going to do a deep diagonal cut here and deep diagonal cut here. And we're going to repeat the same process on the opposite side. We're going to do a deep angle cut. I don't think any two comes out the same unless you use a ruler, but we're just going to do a deep angle cut and a deep angle cut here. I want to take a moment and say welcome to each and every one of you that are watching me here in the United States as well as abroad. I'm going to bring in my glue, paper towel, and now we're going to put our bag together. This is going to be an easy project, you all, for those of you that still need last minute bags for the holidays. I'm just going to add some glue all the way around here. On this one, I'm just going to add glue here, halfway. Then I'm going to bring this up and I'm going to slant it. See how I slanted it? So that's that side. This side, the glue comes all the way around. So we're going to add the glue all the way around. Bring this one in, slant it as well. And you've got the cutest little, I'm going to call it indention here. So that side should look like this. We're going to do the exact same thing on this side. Flip these back for you to see better. I'm going to add glue all the way around here from the outside. Then I'm going to add glue here on this one. Bring this piece in. I have to move it up just a little bit and bring that piece in. And I think that's good. Then I'm going to add glue all the way around on this one. Then we bring this piece in at a slant. You want to take a look to see if they're about even. And they are. I could move this one out just a little bit. Now that I have them both put together, I'll come back in with my bone folder and work in my glue. It's cute already. And there we have it. We have the formation for our bag, and we used all of the 12 by 12 piece of decorative cardstock. I'm going to go ahead, do a placement on this. I like the way it looks. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in first. I'll add my glue. Won't take a lot. Flip it to the side. Lay it in. And we've got a good fit. I'm going to use my paper towel to wipe this down so that I don't get any smudge marks on it. And isn't that just cute? That's our inside. Now we're going to take two of these. These will be our handles. I'm going to fold and burnish. I'm going to use tape on these because of the beautiful metallic shine. I don't want my glue to stain it, so I'm going to use tape. I'm going to add my tape on one side only on both of my handles. Adding our tape on one side only on both of our handles. Just make sure that's a good stick. Put that here. Then I'm going to come in with my Cricut vinyl remover, but I love it for removing tape and piercing holes. Have so many uses for it. And I'm going to remove the tape from both pieces. Give them a curl. And then I'm just going to lay them to the side. This will be the handles. And I'll turn this one this way. This will be the handles for our beautiful bag. So I'm going to lay those there. I'll bring in my next piece. Now we left this at 12. This is another piece at 1 by 12. This should be about 8 across, but what I'm going to do, I'm going to lay it down and make sure that I cut it where it needs to be cut. So this, I'm going to cut it right here, and I'll tell you exactly how much I cut. I'll bring my scoreboard back in so that I don't confuse anyone. So right now, this is at 8. Let's see if it's going to fit, and it does. So I'll go ahead and cut this piece at 8. I'm going to do the same thing with these two. I'm going to add tape on the back. You can use glue if you need to, but I'm going to add a piece of tape. Try to get it down the middle. If for some reason your tape runs over, you just push it back in with your fingers. I'm going to add tape to the back of both of the pieces that are now 1 by 8. Remove my tape, and if for some reason your tape bunches up or if it runs off on one end, just take your finger and turn it back in. So now I'm going to take this piece, center it, and lay it down. And there you have it. Now, the only difference when using the glue versus the tape, at least with the glue, if you didn't lay it right, you can move it around. But with the tape, once you lay it, for the most part, with the tape, once you lay it, that's it. We're going to do the exact same thing on this side. Going to try to lay this down centered. Once I get it down where I want it, flip it over. And there you have it. We're getting the border for this beautiful bag. These two remaining pieces that we cut will become our sides. And I didn't want to give you the dimensions for this piece because it all depends on how far in you went with your indentation. And for me, 2 inches is going to work. See how this is going to go right here? Since it's such a small piece, I'll add glue to it. And then when you put it on, you want to make sure it's lined up with the other two. See how this goes from here to here? And I'll just work in the glue. Come back on the other side and do the same thing. I cut this one at 2 as well. I'm going to come back in, do a placement test, and see it's a little big. So it's all about your fold over. And I did need to remove some of this. So one of mine was 2, and the remaining piece might have come in at 1 7/8. So again, I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to this piece since it's such a small area. Work in the glue. We've got a quick and easy bag. You just want to make something cute. And because of the beautiful holly print, either side can work as our front. We're going to bring back in our 2 handles. I've already got some brads selected. I wasn't sure which ones I would go with, but I've got some selected. I'm going to use my vinyl remover to pierce some holes, and I'll just give you a glance again at this bag. I'm going to pierce holes here, here, and then 2 on the back for my handles. So you just gauge where you'd like for your handles to come in. I'm going to put a handle there, here, turn it around and try to match that up on the opposite side. This is a quick and easy fun project. Now I'm going to do a test with my handles because I did want them a little higher this time, and that's great. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to do a piercing of a hole in my handles about 1 inch each. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this one. I'm going to put it in, add my handle. These are called brads. They're 2-prong clasp, good for attachments. So I've added that. If you don't have brads, you can just use glue to attach your handle. Okay. Make sure I got the right ones there. I added my handle, and I love the curved look that it has. So this is my handle on the front. Isn't that just adorable? I just love it. Going to do the same thing on the back. Going to put my brad through here. Bring this piece around. Add my second brad. And join it together. And here we have a cute little bag. So we've got the border. We've got the inside liner. I think for this outside piece, I'm going to use tape only because I know how I am with glue. I'm going to use tape on the outside border. And again, this piece is from Hobby Lobby here in the US. Now just add glue here. Flip this over, bring this back in, and because I have the tape on the outside, gonna make sure I get it good and flat. Go in again with my paper towel and wipe that dab. And we know we've got a good stick because I put the tape all the way around. So this part is down. Beautiful. I've got my handles. We've got some remaining pieces. We're not finished yet. We are using all of this paper. We might have a little piece left over for scrap, but not a lot. So what I'm going to do now, I've got about 4 inches left. I am going to cut 2 strips at one to cover my brads. This remaining strip, this is 2. I'm going to trim it down to 6. So 2 by 6. And I'm going to score at 5/8 and 1 1/2. Now, I like to cover my brad, so these 2 pieces will go in and cover the brads. And I'll show you what that'll look like. You're covering the brads and you're also covering your handle. See that handle piece there? So we'll be covering the brad and the handle. I'm going to add some glue to this since this is going to be on the inside. I'll add glue. Be careful to bring it in carefully. Lay it down. I cover the brad as well as the handles. I'll go in with my bone folder, work that glue. And this is what it should look like. I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side. Okay, my crafty friends, now we have covered our brads and our handles. One last thing. This piece, 2 by 6, we just scored at 5/8 and 1 1/2. We're going to fold it together. And I think I'm going to use tape on this one again. So I'm going to tape this down. It doesn't matter which side you start on. You just want tape to cover this and tape to cover this piece. So then what we're going to do, we're going to remove our tape backing. The piece where there is no tape, we fold it into the tape, and then we fold the piece with the tape back over. So we're just going to make a cute little clasp for our bag, and I'm going to give it a little curl there. I'll use my scissors, and I'm just going to cut off a little bit on the ends, making it a little decorative. Both ends. This is the back of my bag. I will add glue to this. This is the back of my bag. I'm just going to lay this here. You may want to do some of these parts before your handles, but I'm going to lay that there. And because this I can wipe up easily, I don't mind the glue being there. So I'm going to lay this here. Wipe up my glue. I would like to recommend that you place the attachment on before adding the handles if you're making this particular style of bag. And remember, you don't have to add the attachment. You can leave it open and just use handles only. I'm going to add my Velcro dot, putting the rough edge as your top piece. Place my Velcro dot there. Bring this forward. Take this piece off. I will add a little bit of glue here. And just bring this over however far down I want it to be. And I want it right here. I'm going to take a couple of more clamps and just clamp this down. I will go ahead and accessorize, but I will be putting my clamps back on. So on this one, I'm just going to put 3 dots here. Isn't this pretty? Turned out very well. Okay, my crafty friends, we are all done. And isn't this bag just beautiful? I really had fun with this one. If you need a last minute gift bag, here you go, as promised. I love the Velcro closure. I hope that you have enjoyed today's video and that you have been able to follow along with me and that you too have some wonderful ideas for this bag. Let me know. As always, it's not how you start, but how you finish. I'm Miss T, and thank you so much for crafting with me. And Merry Christmas to you and your family.